So I've been getting more and more bullish on Base as an ecosystem, and yesterday we got very good news from Coinbase. So Coinbase is going to be launching an infrastructure to allow token sales through their platform, through Coinbase. So token launches just got a whole lot better. Early access to your favorite tokens, real supporters are prioritized, and also US users can finally join. Now possible with token sales on Coinbase. And they're also going to be conducting a sale of Monad tokens through this platform. And with this, I would imagine that Coinbase is going to prioritize Base projects as well. Obviously, they're a bit biased because it's their chain, but I think that this is going to prioritize Base projects. And if more Base projects use this as an ecosystem, I would imagine the launches are going to get a lot better. I mean, here in kind of the wording, they're basically saying that they're preventing bots from getting in, they're preventing snipers. Essentially, this is kind of like a fair launch type of system. So if you guys are familiar with Pink Sale kind of is a platform that allows and conducts basically fair launches. It's basically just a platform to raise funds for different projects for pre-sales. So here we can see the valuation. So the FTV is 2.5 billion and 7.5% of the supply will be available for the sale. And with this, there's also going to be no lockup period. And it looks like the minimum that you can buy in for is $100 and then the max is 100,000. Another good thing for holders is that there is no lockup period as well. I would imagine because this is going to be the first one that Coinbase is also going to make sure that this one goes well, because if it doesn't, then people aren't going to want to use this. Personally, I'm not investing in Monad. I mean, it's another layer one that's extremely fast and it's going to be the next ETH killer, right? I'm just personally not interested. I mean, the FTV and, just market cap valuation is going to be super high, but I wish those luck who are getting into this. So obviously this is an L1. It's not a Base project, but I would imagine that Coinbase is going to be, probably prioritizing Base projects in the future on this platform. And if more projects launch in a more fair and sustainable way, and more of those are on Base, I would imagine that more and more people are going to be using Base as an ecosystem as a whole, which is very bullish for the crypto space and of course Base projects. So it says here, token launches needed a change, so we built it. We put you first by prioritizing regular people and supporters, not snipers, flippers, or whales. I would say the biggest annoyance when it comes to launches is definitely snipers. You have people that will essentially get in the first block at TGE and snipe like a few percent of the supply for a very low cost, and then they'll just instantly sell it and basically dump. That has always been a very large annoyance. And this is why we've seen a recent trend in just the past year of projects that are bundling their own supply at the TGE, because them sniping and buying into their own project is oftentimes better than if it's a random sniper who is just going to be getting in, quickly profiting, and then dumping the supply. So having a better ecosystem for more fair launches is great at the end of the day. And of course, the first sale is an L1. It's not a Base project, but I would imagine, like I said, that Coinbase is going to be prioritizing Base projects in the future for this. And here also we can see here that there was an all-time high actually of just yesterday of 15.4 million transactions on Base. And here you can just see how the ecosystem is just slowly and steadily growing. So you can see that I'm getting more and more bullish on Base. And personally, if I had to shill a project to you guys, is Hydrex. I actually think Hydrex bounced on this news as well, because with the Base ecosystem going to be expanding off of this news, and just we can see the all-time high transaction count, I would imagine that a lot of investors bought into the project here because they're expecting Hydrex to be one of the DEXs that's going to allow and facilitate a lot of liquidity and exchanging of tokens in the Base ecosystem. And so that's why the project bounced over 40%. I mean, right now, of course, it's on a cooldown. It basically just kind of went straight up. It's extremely volatile, but this is one of my largest Base holdings. It's a project that I am quite bullish on long term. And I also think, just given the great news from Coinbase yesterday, that the project pumped because of this. And I think it will continue to do well into the future. Of course, right now, it could probably come back down to like 28 cents, but overall it did pretty well today. And there's also projects that I've been watching that are pre-TGE, so pre-token generation event. They haven't come out yet with their token, that are currently building. They're going to be coming out on Base, and I'll be talking about those projects in the future.